Hello, and welcome to the Jefferson Highlight Show. I'm Jefferson, and I'm Willie Williamson. And with the final week of college football ending and the playoffs approaching, we have a lot to talk about. Well, Week 18 was just here, and the final game of Week 18 had Tulane, the 14-2 team that has played really well this season, going against the not-so-good SMU Mustangs that went 4-12. It was one heck of a matchup indeed, and the Mustangs actually came close to winning. Well, you're right about that. SMU Mustangs had just hired a new head coach, Steve Harvey, the old coach of the high school football team that won 2 consecutive championships down there in York, South Carolina. And he came in and he fought with a purpose. They may have lost the game still, breaking their record down to 4-13 and making Tulane 15-2. It was still one heck of a game, and it was down by 1 point in the fourth quarter when the QB Driscoll threw an incomplete pass and the time went out. Yeah, it was a really upset. It was an upset victory on the SMU fans because the crowd was booing when the game was ending, and there was a lot going on. But obviously, since the season is ending, we have the playoffs approaching, and well, there's good things for SMU next year, don't you think? I think SMU is going to be one of the best teams. I feel like Steve Harvey, he's coming in with a purpose. I mean, you saw how well that he had let his team play, because the team has not played like that in forever. And he came in and he helped them put up a pretty good game, and I think that he's going to build them back up. Now, with the star QB, running back, wide receiver, defensive lineman, and kicker, they're all graduating this year, so he's going to find a lot of new high school people, a lot of new freshmen to come in and see how well that they can get this team up. Well, let's take a look at the playoff bracket real quick. As you can see, we will be seeing on the ACC side, we will see Michigan versus Ohio. The winner of that will be facing Tulane, who had the best record, obviously. And Navy will be taking on Tulsa. Temple will be going against Penn State. And on the USA Conference USA side, we'll see TCU versus Rice. The winner will face Mid-Tennessee. The Blue Raiders, because they had the best record, which is actually shocking because they have had the best record that they've ever had in the past 15 years. We'll see Texas Tech Raiders versus the Texas Longhorns. And we will see the UTSA go against the LA Tech. And, well, these playoff brackets are actually pretty shocking considering that most of these teams do not have great winning records by the end of the season. But this year, a lot of things are different. Yeah, just like how SMU Mustangs' record was also different this year. Everybody thought they were going to be good after they won their first 3 games in a row, putting up big victories. Well, now let's go on to the highlights of the Tulane and SMU Mustangs game. Well, to start off the game, Floyd did 2 run plays that got both stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Driscoll went to throw the ball on 3rd down and got sacked, so they ended up having to punt. Tulane then got the ball and threw a touchdown after Denby missed a tackle to the wide receiver. So then, SMU got the ball back. They had a pretty good drive going. A really good pass was made right here, made it back all the way to the 40. Then Driscoll got sacked again. The O-line was not holding up, and they turned it over on downs. Field goal was kicked by Tulane. A really huge pass here brought it down to 30, and another drop pass on 4th down. Tulane kicked the field goal, and right here, the second half ended. Wide receiver fumbled it, and then the running back Floyd picked it up. Second half starts. Tulane punts on the first drive after Denby got a sack. They got the ball, ran in for a touchdown. Tulane got the ball back and kicked another field goal. And right here on the first play of the drive, an interception was thrown. And in an interception, the end zone was caught by SMU. And a wide open post outside route pass to Etling. He dodges the tackle there and gets the tackle with a 35-yard run. Driscoll runs it in for a touchdown. And then Etling catches the 2-point conversion. And then the play of the game was the onside kick recovery from SMU. And right there is when the downfall of the game started, when they threw an incomplete pass. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Down by 1 point, they do not want the field goal kicker to kick it, Davis, because he's not that accurate of a kicker. So they decided to take their chances, and they went for it. 3rd 11, the time went out right here. He threw it into double coverage, and the pass was blocked. Now, obviously, like we already mentioned, the team has not been good this year, thanks to coaching staff, morale, and just overall team failure. But that was probably the best game that they've played in a while, and if you think that wasn't a good game, then just compare it to the others. You're right about that. Now, I'm going to be honest. There was a lot of mistakes that Steve Harvey made as a coach out there. They went for it on fourth down a lot of different times, and it was turned over a lot of the different times. They only succeeded on fourth down once out of all the attempts they went for. Well, the overall biggest mistake of the game was right there at the end. The SMU Mustangs would have had a victory on their side if they would have just called on the field goal kicker. Sure, Davis has missed a lot of simple kicks this year, but at the same time, that was only a 15, 20-yard kick. There was only 6 seconds left of the game, 3rd and 11, and Tulane had one of the number one defenses in the league. So they made the mistake there going for it on third down. Driscoll also made the mistake of throwing it to a man that was double covered. There was overall a lot of mistakes, but there's also a little good things that improved over this team. And honestly, if I was Steve Harvey, I wouldn't be worried about that loss. I wouldn't take the loss. I would not take the feedback from the fans on social media and in real life. I would just move on, and I would get things prepared, and I'd get prepared fast for next season. I mean, like we said earlier, the roster's leaving, so there's going to be a whole set of new freshmen coming in to the SMU school. Just Steve Harvey, he's got to pick up the right people in the right moment, and he needs to think long and hard about them before he chooses them. He needs to build up a defense, but not too much defense. He needs to build up an offense, but not too much offense. He needs to even it out just right, so by the time that he makes it to next season, his team will be ready, and they will have a taste for gold. Well, you're right about that. The Jefferson show is going off the air now. We will give you more information on all around NFL and college sports. We will give you information, and well, we'll be giving you coverage of the college playoff soon. And we hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you all next time.